Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to LeTourneau University Athletics Department. It's a great day. Not only is it a Friday, the end of the first week, so congratulations to all of you student athletes that have made it through the week. Thank you so much. Today's a great day to introduce our new head women's soccer coach. She has been here for a couple of weeks, but we wanted to take this opportunity to introduce you formally to Alyssa Taramona. And let me tell you a little bit about her. Come to find out, she is staying with her grandmother right now, who lives, I think, probably within 5 miles of me, over by Tyler. Now, they haven't invited me over for a visit or to dinner, but I know I live close to them. But Alyssa plays soccer at St. Mary's University in San Antonio, and got her Bachelor's of Art in Exercise and Sports Science with a minor in math. And then she stayed there at St. Mary's and got her Master's in Educational Leadership and worked as a graduate assistant with the women's soccer coach there. So we were very happy for a couple of reasons. One is that she has Division III head coaching experience. LeTourneau University is the job that she had last year as the head coach there. And it's always nice to hire someone that has Division III experience, because then they understand recruiting, they understand the way Division III works, and the emphasis, which is on the student athlete receiving a quality education and also being able to play the sport that they love. So we're very happy to have her. Alyssa was a goalkeeper at St. Edward's, and I just want to ask you to please make her welcome.
Alyssa Taramona, the new head women's soccer coach. Thank you, Coach Dykey, for the introduction. As she said, I played at St. Mary's, which is D2 in San Antonio, for 4 years. I was the starting goalkeeper all 4 years, and I actually broke a couple of the school records there for most minutes played, most saves in a single season, as well as most shutouts in a career. And then I had the opportunity to become the graduate assistant at St. Mary's, which we unfortunately didn't have a full-time or part-time assistant coach, so I just assumed those roles for 3 years to get as much knowledge and experience as I possibly could. And then after that, I had the opportunity to become the head coach at LeTourneau University and the SCAT conference, and was there for the past year and gained tremendous knowledge of the D3 world and experience that allotted me this opportunity here at LeTourneau. And so I'm very excited to be here to lead this program that's already quite prestigious and has been working very hard to achieve what they've achieved so far. So I'm excited to help take them to that next level.
Alyssa, maybe you can expand a little bit more on your excitement level and why you want to be here at LeTourneau. What drew you here to LeTourneau?
So initially what drew me to LeTourneau is the family environment and how much they prioritize the family atmosphere and supporting one another. To me, the team effort makes all the difference when it comes to a program as well as with a department. And so being able to partake in that kind of environment and that kind of campus culture truly excites me.
How about, why don't you explain some of your coaching style or your approach starting with this year's team?
So I'm a very open coach. I do my best to adapt my style to the individual player. As I learned in my master's, everyone has different learning styles and experiences, so I want to do my best to serve the student athletes in the way that's best going to set them up for success. And so I'm going to develop relationships with my student athletes and get to know how I can best be the leader for them, as well as get to know the personality of the team and learn how to be the best coach and how to best talk with them. So a lot of it's going to be very open communication, and figuring out what is going to be the best thing that I can do to serve them, to set the program and the individual up for success.
What kind of goals have you and the team already set for itself or the program in general?
So one thing that we're being very intentional about is continuing the growth and the development of the team chemistry on the team. With college, it's all interrelated, and so we want to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to create an environment that is very supportive of one another, but also embraces the competition side of things. We're actually working on our team goals this afternoon in our first team meeting tonight. So we're excited about just being able to really dig into it and create goals for each other as a unit.
Do you have a culture that you're trying to create here? And if so, can you tell us what that's like?
So after talking with every one of the athletes and some of them in groups, the culture on the team is pretty phenomenal for me to enter into for this first year. There's a couple things that we want to make sure that we're continuing to foster and to embrace, which is being supportive of one another, having the team over me mentality, as well as embracing the competitive side of things to where we're constantly pushing each other to become better both on and off the field.
Now, you took over in a unique situation because you came here when it was basically announced that there wasn't going to be no fall sports right now. So while that's being pushed off for a little while, how have you and the team adjusted to that? And can you explain how you're going to approach that and tackle that moving forward?
So we're definitely just being very open-minded about the opportunities coming ahead. We're thankful that we can be on campus and with each other and being able to have more of a face-to-face interaction. And so we're just taking advantage of what we have and just doing our best to stay positive with what's to come. And so myself and the coaching staff have been talking about plans A through Z to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to make sure that the girls get the experience that they want out of this upcoming year.
And you got family closer to the area, so I'm sure that was part of the draw for you. Can you talk about that and how nice that is to have them closer than where you were way out west?
Yes. So I'm very excited about being closer to family. As Coach Dykey said, I have a grandmother that's in Tyler, so just literally 40 minutes down the road. My immediate family lives in Fort Worth, and so they're about 2.5 hours away compared to 5 or 6 hours depending on traffic. And so I'm very family oriented. I'm one of 4 kids in the family. There's 2 of us olders, and then I have a 16-year-old sister and an 11-year-old brother who I cherish a lot, and I really am very intentional about developing a relationship with them. So I'm very excited to have the possibilities of having them over on the weekends and making it a day trip or an easier trip compared to having to plan months ahead at times.
Last year when you were at Shriner, you beat this LeTourneau team, your team there. Now you got to turn the tables and let LeTourneau beat Shriner. So
yes.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, no mercy. Last year was a very difficult year and something that I personally taken away a lot of. We had 10 overtime games throughout the season, 3 of which went into double overtime, which is 110 minutes. And with that, having very minimal substitutions. So taking that experience and bringing it here and just really embracing the hard work and putting others before self to really help us take it to that next level. So I'm kind of excited. I hope that we do get to play the Shriner in the spring just to see where they've come with as a program as well as see what these girls have to offer.
And you've had a successful goalkeeping career, as you already addressed and Terry talked about. So how can you use that, and what do you plan to use from your playing experience to pass on to your current goalkeepers that you'll be working with?
So one thing for me is I wasn't necessarily a natural athlete. I worked very hard to get where I was and to what I accomplished. And so one thing that I'll tell my girls constantly is I'm not going to ask them to do something that I wasn't willing or I'm not willing to do myself. And so being able to take away the work ethic to the dedication, the responsibility, and just the desire to be successful, not just for yourself, but for the team, to put the team above and put their needs above your own. So those are some things that I think carry over to my coaching.
We'll open it up for any other questions if anyone has any questions for Alyssa.
Yeah.
Who won?
Who
won our competition?
Who won the competition? So one thing that we've been doing is we're having an inter-squad competition where I split the girls into 2 groups. We have some scrambled legs and Lady in the Cramps. And so this week they were doing a scavenger hunt where they got to get points and different things like that. That'll be announced later tonight, so stay tuned.
Anyone else have any other questions for your new head soccer coach?
Where would you like for this program to be by this time next year, Alyssa?
I would like for us to know exactly what to expect of one another, and for the girls to know what to expect of me, from when it comes to coaching style, coaching expectations, as well as that personal relationship. I would also like for us to, obviously this year is a little bit unconventional compared to the previous years, but I want us to have a strong foundation for us to be successful in this upcoming fall 21 season, to where we pick up where we left off from last season with the 9 wins, and if not, beat that record.
And what about the ASC?
Pardon?
The ASC conference?
I look to us to continue to grow and become more competitive, to be able to find wins over teams that we might not traditionally be able to win, and also maintain the wins that we typically do. Coming from Shriner, we did compete against a couple ASC schools, and we actually beat a couple that was the first time in our history at the program. So I'm familiar with some of the schools and being able and knowing what it takes to find the success against them.
Question over here.
So what, I know you haven't been here for very long, but what aspects of this special institution that we have here, do you see yourself utilizing and or really capitalizing on when it comes to recruiting your future team members?
Yeah. So recruiting, one big asset that we have is our facilities. The groundskeeper and maintenance, they do a phenomenal job of keeping our practice and our game field to where it's one of the best fields that I've seen in a long time. As well as our locker room, I think it's pristine and state of the art, to where it provides a place for our athletes to be able to go in between classes or to call another home. Another thing that I would like to use for recruiting is the academics. Very prestigious academic institution, which is something that I'm familiar with, and as the D3 model is student first, athlete second. And so really emphasizing the success in the classroom, and that's the priority. So hopefully drawing in players and student athletes that have that same mentality.
Speaking of recruiting, you're gonna steal some of those Shriner girls away and bring them here, huh?
I already got one. One 2020 commit. She'll be coming with us in the spring. But I feel like I've already gotten a couple texts and calls from my former players, just checking in and seeing how things are going. And so I would be more than happy to invite them over if that's something that they want to do. But I'm not going to actively poach. Not going to happen.
Any other questions? Alyssa, if you have any final thoughts or comments that you want to make, just in being here, and now you've been here a couple weeks and ready to get started, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm very excited to be able to coach the girls and see them on the field. It's been a minute. But I just want to thank Coach Dykey for this opportunity. I'm more excited than words can explain to be here and to be a part of this family. And Dr. Lunsford, thank you so much again for allowing me this opportunity as well. And for everyone here, it has been so supportive and so welcoming. I'm excited to see where this year takes us.
All right.